Hey everyone, Evil C here. Welcome to episode 8, and today we'll be reviewing Robocalypse for the Nintendo DS. This one's developed by Vogster Entertainment and published by Tecmo. Now you probably haven't heard of this game before, and if you haven't, you shouldn't feel bad because this game has been kept very low-key, which is unfortunate because this is actually quite a significant release for the DS. Robocalypse is a real-time strategy game, a genre that myself and many other people believe is a perfect fit for the DS, but we're 4 years into the life cycle of the system, and so far we've seen barely any games from the RTS genre. We've had a few. We've had Shogun Empires, Lost Magic, and Heroes of Mana. That's pretty much all I can recall at the moment. Now this game has both a single-player campaign mode as well as multiplayer mode, but before I get into gameplay footage, let me give you a brief overview of what the storyline is about. The main character is named Myron, a stereotypical nerdy programmer who works for a company called Thermadoom. This company produces toasters with advanced artificial intelligence as well as military combat robots, and for reasons I can't say due to story spoilers, an accident happens at the plant and causes many of the robots to turn evil. And now, under the command of their leader, the Demolisher, he becomes hell-bent on destroying all life on Earth. So now it's up to Myron and his hero robots, who become programmed with the minds of World War II veterans, to stop the Demolisher and his robot army. Now I know the storyline is meant to be very silly. It plays out like a kid's cartoon show. It's very lighthearted, but it's also very funny with some very clever dialogue. And I found myself laughing many times over the course of the campaign. In fact, it's written by a man named Jay Lender, who is one of the lead writers of SpongeBob SquarePants. Now I'll show you how the game is played. The top screen is your information screen, and it shows things like your resource count. This game, you collect scrap metal, which is this icon here, and energy, which is this bar here. This is your supply number. It tells you how many units you can bring into battle. These are the 4 basic kinds of robots you can build. You can build builders, soldiers, medics, and heavy soldiers. And the touchscreen controls practically everything else. This is the command center which you use to construct builders. This down here is a robot factory where you build the remainder of your basic units. And the top screen also tells you like how much health the building has and stuff like that. Now I'll show you how to build robots. To build a robot, you click on its unit profile and you click the produce button, and you'll see the number going up. That means you can queue them up and you just wait until they've built. So we'll build a few guys and wait for our army to finish constructing. Now our army is built, and I'll show you how you control them. Everything is done with the action flag system. You place it on an enemy that you want to kill, and or you can place it anywhere on the terrain and your guys will go for it. I put an action flag on him and my guys will go toward him and attack him. And you can also use the action flag system on your own men. You can place it on a unit and say your medic will follow him around and heal him when he's damaged. Now you can place up to a maximum of 5 action flags at any given time. Action flags, they don't last forever. They only last temporarily, and they go away after a certain amount of time. Now you can also clear your action flags by pressing clear all. Now this right here is a control point, and you want to try to capture these for a number of reasons. Sometimes you'll find new areas to build on, and capturing points also increases your supply number. Before it was 10, now it's 12 by capturing that point. Now I'll show you how to build a building. Now, You can only construct buildings on these locations here, and these are the buildings you can build. You can build a robot factory, which makes units, hero factory, which makes heroes, a resource bank, which increases resource production, a workshop, which allows you to upgrade your units, like their weapons and your medics' energy, and a radar station, which will unveil the fog of war. To build a building, it's the same way as a unit. You click on the portrait, and a builder will go over. Now, you can also use an action flag on these buildings. You can place one on the building, and now another builder will come over and help construct the building, just like that. And now you can see that building is now done. Now let me show you the other flag, the defense flag, how these work. They work the same way as action flags. You put them down, and your units will go to that area, and they will defend it until the death. This is good for keeping your guys in one spot. Like if you want to defend an area, or if you don't want them running off. The only thing that's annoying about this system is that, unlike the action flags that you can simultaneously clear with one click, you can't with the defense flags. So, if you need to attack over here quickly and you forgot you put some flags down, you can forget, and your guys won't move. They'll just stay there. It's a small oversight that is unfortunate that they've overlooked it. There's one last thing I'd like to show you, and those are the hero units. The hero units are built at the hero factory. The hero units themselves are the only units that you can control directly with the stylus. So you tap on the hero, and you can send them wherever you want. Like I'll send them up here. Or you can also press their unit icon on the touchscreen here and tell them where to go. And say your vision is over here and you want to find your hero quickly. Double tap his icon and it'll appear right there. Now this is Joe. He's an assault class hero. He has twin machine guns, and he has an ability called Rampage. Basically, his rate of fire increases and his weapons become more powerful for a limited amount of time. There's 6 different kinds of heroes in this game. This is just one of them. Now, when you've got your attack squad together, like I have, the only thing left to do is attack the enemy, which I'll show you right now. Again, you use your action flags to bring your guys up. Target what you want. Like I said, they've built a Commander Joe as well. Now this is the command center here. This is what you want to destroy. If an army loses their command center, the game is over for them, and you will win. And the same thing applies to you. If you lose your command center, you lose the game. And that is basically how you play Robocalypse. Well, first of all, it's great to finally have another traditional RTS for the DS. The gameplay, while traditional, is solid, engaging, and is a ton of fun. The game makes fantastic use of the touchscreen. The stylus control for building, repairing, attacking, etc. works flawlessly and feels 100% natural. The tech pushing the game is also very impressive. The graphics are great. The animation is very smooth, music and sound effects is really nice, and even with dozens of robots running around at one time, there's no frame rate drops or slowdown of any kind. Occasionally the AI will not listen to you. Sometimes when the bulk of your force is going for the flags, 1 or 2 of your guys may wander off and appear not to listen to you. You can't erase defensive flags simultaneously like you can with the action flags, which I found to be problematic early on, and I'd like the option to be able to do that. Even at 17 stages, the campaign mode is somewhat short, especially since many of the early missions can be beaten in 20 minutes or less. And this game unfortunately is not online, which is of course a huge part of real-time strategy games. So unless you have friends that also own a copy, the replay value does take a hit. Although you can play multiplayer alone with AI opponents if your friends don't have a copy. But it would still be nice to have online in this game, maybe in the sequel. My overall verdict on this game is buy it. Despite some AI quirks and limited replay value, this is a fun and very well designed RTS that makes fantastic use of the DS's features. And it helps prove the point that the DS really needs more real-time strategy games. So if you like real-time strategy games, I would suggest buying this game because it's really good, and hopefully that'll convince Tecmo to make a sequel, because I'd love to see one.